When we talk about AI in the classroom, it's easy to picture some kind of futuristic robot. But let's forget that for a second. Right now, today, teachers all across India are using AI, not as some sci-fi fantasy, but as a real, practical tool. So let's dive into how it's actually changing their work, both inside the classroom and out. Just think about this for a moment. What if every single teacher had a personal assistant, one that's on call 24/7, never gets tired, and can take care of some of the most draining, time-consuming parts of the job? See, this isn't about replacing teachers, not at all. It's about giving them a helping hand. That's the best way to see AI at education right now, as a co-pilot for educators who are already juggling so much. So yeah, that's the big idea right there. AI as the teacher's assistant, or co-pilot. It's a tool that's built to handle all that repetitive, administrative stuff, which then frees up teachers to do what they're truly amazing at, actually connecting with and teaching their students. Okay, so let's start with one of the biggest hurdles every teacher faces, that constant, daily grind of creating new lesson materials from scratch. Can you imagine? Every single day, you're under this pressure to cook up a lesson that's not just fresh and engaging, but also hits all the curriculum standards and works for a classroom full of kids who all learn at different speeds. It's a massive creative and logistical weight to carry. And this is exactly where that AI assistant comes in. For instance, a teacher can take a really dense NCRT chapter and, bam, get a simplified version in Hindi. Or they can generate a whole bunch of worksheets that are perfectly matched to the CBSE syllabus. A coaching instructor could even create complex JEE-style math problems on the fly. And it's not just that. They can design grammar exercises or prep those competency-based questions needed for the new NEP 2020 standards. It's a real game changer. So making the material is one piece of the puzzle, but how do you make sure that material actually lands with every single student? This brings us to a huge challenge: personalization, especially when you've got 30, 40, or even 50 kids in one room. This visual really says it all. We're seeing a shift away from that old one-size-fits-all lecture towards a model where AI can help customize the learning experience for each and every student. So, how does that actually play out? Well, a home tutor could use AI to pinpoint a student's weak spots and then build a custom study plan just for them. Inside the classroom, a teacher could instantly pull up a simpler explanation for a student who's falling behind and at the same time create some advanced questions to keep the faster learners challenged. And this is huge. It can break down language barriers by explaining tough concepts in Hindi, Marathi, or Tamil, making sure no one gets left behind. All right, let's switch gears and talk about the part of teaching that nobody gets excited about, but that eats up so much time and energy: the paperwork. This quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It's a feeling that teachers everywhere know all too well. That sense of being buried under a mountain of admin work that pulls them away from their real job, teaching. So let's look at how this works in practice. Instead of spending hours writing report cards, a teacher can have AI draft the initial comments, maybe even formatted for systems like Diksha. AI can help lay out the blueprint and answer key for an exam. It can draft a quick, clear notice for an upcoming parent-teacher meeting. The main point here is that AI is tackling the grunt work, and that saves teachers hours of their valuable time. But this AI assistant doesn't just clock out when the school bell rings. For a lot of teachers in India, it's actually becoming a key part of their personal and professional lives too. This chart gives us a really interesting peek into what's going on. A massive 40% of personal use is for family and helping with homework. Another 35% is for their own career development, and 25% is just to stay on top of things. It shows that AI is really becoming a tool for their whole life, not just their job. So, what does that look like? Well, teachers are using AI to explain concepts to their own kids. Many are also working on their own careers, using it to study for big competitive exams like the UPSC or SSC. They're exploring new teaching techniques and even using it to quickly get the gist of the latest government policies that affect their work. So when you put all of these pieces together, what does the future of teaching really look like? Well, it's not a story about technology taking over. It's a story about partnership. And this, right here, is probably the most important thing to remember. AI is the co-pilot. It's not the autopilot. It can suggest a lesson, draft a comment, or create a quiz, but the final call, the empathy, the human connection that makes learning real, that's always going to be in the hands of the teacher. But Of course, a new tool like this comes with new responsibilities. First up, you've got to verify the information. Always fact-check what the AI gives you. Second, don't become over-reliant on it. It's a tool, not a crutch. And finally, teachers have a new and really important role now, teaching their students how to use these tools safely and ethically.
At the end of the day, this is the real promise of it all. By taking over the boring, repetitive tasks and streamlining the admin work, AI gives teachers back their most precious resource, their time. Time to focus on the individual student, to spark their curiosity, and to build a real love of learning.
So I'll just leave you with this to think about. If AI can take care of the what, the content, the worksheets, the paperwork, how does that completely change what it means to be a teacher? How does it empower them to focus on the why, the whole purpose of education, and most importantly, on the who, that unique individual student sitting right in front of them?